Hey Santagoy, welcome to the stream. Thanks for tuning in. Just got some last minute setup. How are you guys doing today? I see a few people already viewing us on Twitch. Welcome, welcome. Good to see y'all. Check, check. Check, check. Checking, mic check. Okay, that is ducking the audio nicely. Checking, mic check. Okay, let's increase that. 48. Checking, checking. All right. That's ducking the audio. Check. With a slower release. Does that sound smoother? Okay. Topics coming up. on um, topics coming up on Facebook shortly. Let me just format it right. There we go. Hey, Dice Chuck. Curating the music playlist. I see. There we go. Hey, Dice Check. Curating the music playlist. Oops. All right. So over on FB, you've got the list of topics up. You'll be able to follow along. And like we said, over on, if you're listening on Twitch or YouTube, if you want to open our topics docket in your own tab or new window, hit or type in exclamation point topics in chat. Excuse me, sorry about that. We'll start in a couple of minutes. Let me just get everything set up. So yeah, thank you for being patient. It's good to see people tuning in on both Facebook and Twitch. Hello, everybody. Let's see. All right, I think we're all set. It's 12:40, and it's another week. It's another Monday. That means it's another episode of Table Talk over here in the Philippines, where it's our weekly news show, our weekly roundup of news from around the tabletop gaming world every 12 o'clock. We just started a bit late today. I'm seeing a few dropped frames. Nothing too major though. I wonder what happened. Hiccup maybe on my connection. But yeah, no big deal. Looks like it's been managed. Let's get started. Let's hit the intro. See you guys in a bit. We'll start shortly. All right. Hello, everyone. Thank you for tuning in to Dicecast. Oh, just hang on. There we go. That's a lot better. Thank you for tuning in to Dicecast. This is Mark. JP will be joining us shortly. He's just on his way home from somewhere. But yeah, so we've got something special, quite special planned for today. So do stay tuned. You may stand a chance at winning something, or at least, yeah, getting clued in on, something that might be of interest to y'all. So, in case it's your first time tuning in, Table Talk is our um, weekly program where we just find interesting stuff from around, both local and overseas news from our hobby, whether it's tabletop board games or RPGs. Usually RPGs. We don't get much in the way of board games here. We do wish though, like if you have any news about board games, you should feel free to contribute. We have a Discord server. Usually people send us tips over there, and we'd love to hear, about what you guys would want us to cover too. So feel free to join us. You can just go to our website. Let me just make sure I have the right one. Dicecast dot is it Dicecast dot show? Yes, it is. Yes, it is. Just go enter Dicecast dot show on your web browser. Click on the Discord icon there, and you should, be able to join us over on Discord. You know, join our discussions there and send, clue us in on news that you'd like us to cover, or really anything that you'd like us to cover related to tabletop games. Yes, Dice Chuck knows board games a lot. Yeah, Dice Chuck was one of our regulars. He is from the great white and cold Nova Scotia. And yeah, he does. He is one of our most prized contributors over here. So yeah, thank you, Dice Chuck. But we also have Lichcasts, Santagoy, um, and yeah, Don Corpus. Thank you for tuning in again. So in case you didn't catch it earlier, I was doing some game design, continuing my contribution to Hilagyo Jam, which is a Filipino game jam by Filipinos and about Filipino culture. So I'm trying to make a year zero engine game essentially. Um, that's about seafaring and yeah, a bit a bit procedural, a bit. I don't want to say OSR. That feels like such a loaded term, but yeah, like it's mostly random generators and seeing what happens while you're at sea and exploring islands and unfamiliar waters and um yeah. So you could I plan on doing those in I guess mornings. Um so maybe tomorrow morning at around like 9 to 11, 8:30 to 11, something like that. You could tune in for those. Like I would appreciate any help and advice. What other housekeeping announcements do we have? So yeah, the surprise thing later. Game design streams. Um, what else? Oh, that's right. We are going. Oh, but it's a news topic. But yeah, we are a media partner for Adventures Anonymous Manila's Ready Level One. This is a an event on October 5 at Fully Booked in BGC. If you have never tried D&D before, or if you even if you play role playing games but have not tried D&D Fifth Edition yet, it's a great way to get introduced to it. So they've got um, they will be hosting the event at Fully Booked in BGC with lots of fun stuff in store. We'll get to that later. Um, Dice Chuck gonna be 26 degrees. Whoa, that's like air conditioning temperature here, dude. That's like a decent like office floor, kind of chilly level of air conditioning for us over here. So yeah, you are you are truly a man of exceptional thermal. I don't know where I'm going with this. All right, so let's go through what other housekeeping stuff do we need to get out of the way before we get to our first topic on the docket. Let's see. Housekeeping. Yeah, I guess that's all for later. Let's jump in. Let's check out what you see on screen. This is from this past weekend when the League of Extraordinary Best Friends hosted Conquest 2019 over at iAcademy in Makati. And what you see before you are a bunch of lucky gamers who got. Do you see what they're holding? I don't think you can zoom in anymore, but those are all D&D essentials kits, and yeah, these are all the lucky attendees of the first day of Conquest Open 2019, and that looks so awesome. I wish I could have attended, but a lineup of suspects. What do you call that? A mugshot? Um, no. These are. It's quite the opposite. These are all lucky winners who attended the League of Extraordinary Best Friends Conquest 2019. Um, yeah, it looks to have been quite a successful event. As usual for these guys, they went all out. Like the organizers were in cosplay, were role playing their NPCs full on. It looks like a fun time was had by all. You can check out the media coverage of their event over at Tabletop PH. They live streamed, I think, if not throughout the event, uh, like important segments of the event. So you can check that out over on Tabletop PH. Um, I think like it was an interesting format. Like they were hosting it like what do you call this? Like uh like uh like an esports cast, which is really cool. It's really fun to see D&D covered that way. Hey Lynn Cruz, thank you for tuning in. Each table had to roll off. Oh, so each table, every person, uh, for each table, one lucky winner got the D&D essential kit. Wow, wow, I like those odds. I those are really good odds. I'd say awesome. Good job, organizers. And yeah, like congratulations to the people who won. And thank you, Dice Chuck. If you want to check, if you haven't seen what the D&D Essentials Kit is about, Dice Chuck has so helpfully supplied us with a link. You can, well, let's put it up on the showcase window. There you go. So you get a DM screen. I think this is an expanded, well, the adventure Dragon of Ice Fire Peak, um, a new one-on-one rules variant, rulebook on board, a rulebook that onboards players by teaching them how to make characters, and this map I believe is of like an expanded map of the area that you get introduced to in the Lost Mine of Phandelver. Correct me if I'm wrong, chat. Let me know. I think that's what it is, right? It's like an expanded overland map of that area, right? I think it was Neverwinter that's on the coast. I may be wrong. I'm not the D&D aficionado of this channel. He will be arriving in a few minutes. Okay. Yeah, thank you for the link. Dice check. But yes, so many lucky D&D players over there. Over on the next spot on our docket. So, like we mentioned earlier, Adventures Anonymous Manila will be hosting their own D&D event. This time, it's really geared more towards getting new players into D&D. And I guess role playing in general, with D&D often being the gateway game to the hobby, right? So it's called Ready Level 1. It's going to be hosted at Fully Booked in BGC. It is a Dungeons and Dragons introductory event run by or facilitated by Adventures Anonymous Manila. They're opening their third round of registration, and you can check it out. Again, if you want to see the list of topics with relevant links, you can on Facebook. It's over in the one of the first comments by our page. Over on YouTube and uh, and Twitch, you can type in exclamation point topics, and that should um, that bot command the bot should help you out with opening the docket, the topics docket. The D&D Thrilla in Manila. Yeah, I guess so. But yeah, so you can register. They have a link over on their post. Um, let's see. Oh, no, didn't mean to zoom out. Let's get that back to optimal zoom. There we go. Here, let me see. I'll just post it in chat. So you can sign up through this link. This is going to. Whoa. No, not the effect I wanted. All right, so I'll just copy the actual text. There we go. AA Manila, ready, player one, registration. You can sign up through here. So there you go. It's going up in the chats. You can click on that link if you have not yet registered and would like to attend. So let's see what's awaiting people who do register and go to this event. Um, Wait, is this the updated one? Yeah, it is. Okay. So you can let's see the games, the list of games. Oh yeah, Ready Level 1, not Ready Player 1. Sorry about that. That was a bit of fail. But yeah, you get the idea. It's Ready Level 1. So the list of games is here. You've got games scattered over the whole day. So you've got some slots starting at 2:30, some at 3 p.m., some at 3:30. I think the latest one starts at 5. The latest games start at 5 p.m. There you go. So these are A lot of slots have been taken or reserved, but there are still a couple of games like later into the day, such as Game 8 Into the Border Kingdoms. That's at 3:30. Um, it's got it's all available. Also, Game 9, which is at 5 p.m. Escape from Eltergard, a premiere mod. Hmm. And there is also Tree Rot, which is also at 5 p.m. That is good for 2 hours. These are the pre-reg tables, but walk-in participants can also look forward to games at 5 p.m. and 4 p.m. That's Dragon's Breath. I think this is the one. Yeah, this is the one by DM Paul Gabat of the Greasy Snitches, and you also have a game over at 4 p. A game at 4 p.m. called All in a Day's Work, and yeah, it's good for 2 to 4 hours. So yeah, something to look forward to for both walk-ins and pre-reg participants. So you have some you have two price points. So there's a 350 peso entrance fee, but if you want your own set of dice to go with your participation on this day, it's just 150 pesos more for a total of 500 pesos. So yeah, pretty sweet. This is from 2 to 5 p.m. October 5, 2019. Again, at fully booked Bonifacio High Street. So sweet. Okay. Okay, so yeah, the post says the actual copy says third batch of, registration, but I guess the yeah, like my confusion was because like this uh piece of text here wasn't updated. It still said second batch, but yeah, we're clearing it up. Um, this is for a third batch of registration for Ready Level 1, and I'm guessing that these yeah, this spreadsheet is updated most likely. So there you go. All right. Yeah, easy mistake. Like I kept saying, yeah, player. I think before you called me out on it. Thank you for catching that, Dice Chuck. Much appreciated. All right, all right. Um, on to our next topic. We have got. Oops. Okay, let me just scroll through. Okay, we're good. Okay, over on the something interesting we found over at shared over at Philippine Tabletop RPGs. In case you haven't joined that group yet, you totally should. It's a nice place to kind of get to know other people from around the hobby situated here in our country. It's actually a pretty good way to meet other gamers, to join tables. It's a pretty active community, and you get gems like this too. So somebody posted, somebody shared this over on Philippine Tabletop RPGs. It has its origins on Reddit by a user called Rogue DMT, but I guess Dungeon in a Box put together put it together along with slides. So yeah, um, things I wish I had known as a new DM. Let's see what this guy has for us. Excuse me, sorry, Gesundheit to myself. So one of the things Rogue DMT wishes he had known as a new DM is the first one is it's not your story, it's theirs. This is the most important thing for a new DM to learn. Your job is to craft a session for your players, not for yourself. To do this, you need to let them drive the plot. Figure out what your players enjoy and give it to them. Don't decide how the session will end, who the PCs will or will not befriend, or where they will go. It's very difficult to let go of the story and world you poured your heart into, but D&D is all about freedom and creativity. If you already know how the story will go and what the players will do, you're pretty much stripping your players of those elements or agency in those elements, right? Because you will have a tendency to maybe railroad it so your prep doesn't go to waste. It's actually a really good tip. So, um, as some people pointed out, this should probably read: the story belongs to both you and the players. Yeah, that's a good amendment. The DM, you do need to have fun also as a DM. Like see some of your investment pay off also. But yeah, like ultimately, I mean, it's the player characters who should be the stars. Um, yeah, this is it's a great first tip. If there's any, I think if there's whatever else, tips 2 to 5 or whatever, I don't know how many there are, from two and up are. I think this is like, if you're gonna come away with something from this slideshow, I think this would be it. If you keep this, if you take this to heart, um, yeah, I think that's already a huge step. Like I remember the first time I tried to run D&D and RPGs in high school. Um, I think I think that's where a lot of bitterness comes from, or a lot of early or inexperienced DMs or GMs, for those of or narrators, storytellers. Um, yeah, it's that they work. You get set, you get boxed in on the story that you want to tell, or like this awesome idea that you think has to happen a certain way in your game, because you've set it up. It's there's gonna be a dramatic payoff, and so on. And it does tend to you do tend to kind of you do tend to kind of um, railroad the players when you have that mindset. Myself, I've always been, I think, like quite reliant on published adventures. And early on, like when I was younger, um, I would I would try my best, like not try my best. I would like really um stick to the plan of what the published adventure says, of what the published adventure prescribes, rather. And yeah, I think that made my early games overall not fun. These days, I use published adventures and the like, or whatever planning I have done as a launching off point, and then like I just try to be flexible from that point on, because yeah, you'll I think you'll hear a lot of like, gee, it can come from a bitter place, a bitter place, or like a more, it depends on how you say it. Like some people will say no plan survives first contact with the players, like in a really bitter way, but eventually like it does become like that bitterness does kind of ease off, like the more you accept that it's not just your story. It also belongs to the players, so it's both yours and the players. So yeah, like if before we go to the next ones, like if you have any ideas of what you wish you had known as a new DM, go ahead and sound it in chat, and we'll see if it matches up with the rest of the items in the slideshow. So yeah, please do contribute. All right. So number two. Okay, Dice Chuck says, as a general rule, under prepare and the game will lag, over prepare and the game will railroad. Yeah, that's it's got to be a fine balance. Okay, we'll get to that in a bit. um, say no as rarely as possible, according to Rogue DMT. As I said before, he writes, D&D is about freedom and creativity, and more often, uh, and the more often, rather, you tell your players they cannot do something, the more discouraged they will get. Soon enough, you will have players that never try anything outside the box. Your player wants to use a spell in a creative way? Let them try, though the result may not be what they expected. Your player asks if the tavern has a fireplace? Say yes. It might not be how you design the room, but they don't have to know that. Sometimes you have to say no to absurd ideas or unreasonable players, but the less you do it, the more fun your players will have. And hopefully that doesn't apply to is my character still alive. Very true, Dice Chuck. Um, then feel free to or no, yeah. um, yeah, no, this is true. Like I think it's always I think the maxim is yes, but this happens or that happens, right? Like introduce a twist or something unexpected. I guess depending on the role, which also would depend on the system. There's some systems where like some granularity is baked in, um, where a full success, is the player gets to essentially describe the outcome, and then there are partial successes or successes at a cost, at a minor consequence, stuff like that. Like Fate is one good example. Um, Also powered by the Apocalypse. So yeah, if you wanna check out games or game systems with that kind of granularity like baked in, as opposed to D&D, that's a bit more binary, right? You fail the roll, it just fails. You can check out games like Fate, uh, powered by the Apocalypse. What else? Uh, Forged in the Dark. Yeah, games like that. Yeah, yes, but it's a great way. Yes, but to be cooperative and allow the players to dominate the story while still having some control of the game. Right. It's like you're playing more with um like agency as a result of the die rolls, right? Like who gets to have the most control? Like a total failure, it's sure. DM gets to narrate, or the GM gets to narrate what happens. Total success, it's a player's turn. Somewhere in between, then you have a conversation. I think those are like some interesting ways of introducing that cooperative and granular result to die rolls. Um, okay, so Dice Chuck's other suggestion was never let any player invite their non-gamer significant other to watch the game. Come to play or don't come at all. It's super awkward to have a person at the table that is not invested in the story, making everyone else self-conscious. I guess that your mileage may vary with like my my Edwino's like your mileage may vary. Like some tables, yeah, some tables do mind. Some tables don't. Like in in um in my college gaming group with JP, like we wouldn't have as much of an issue with it because I guess we were used to like in our college days, like a non-gamer significant other or some other person might hang out and do homework while the rest of us game, and it was never really a big issue to us. But yeah, basically, read the room, like know your friends, right? Know what bugs them and what doesn't, and just act accordingly. Like, yeah, don't put people in an awkward situation. um yeah, let's see. Like, yeah, like, guys, do feel free. Give your own tips. Let's go to number 3, and then I'll catch up with the chat in a bit again. Never pull back the curtains. So Rogue DMT says it happens to all of us where the villain crits twice in a row, or during the fight realize a monster is way too overpowered or underpowered. Sometimes we make adjustments on the fly to balance out luck or to fix our mistakes. It's okay. Part of DMing is knowing how to alter the world mid session, or even mid encounter, yeah, to maximize fun, but never let your players know when you do this. That tense moment where they could have died is no longer tense um, if they know you shielded them. Even if you do this if you reveal this after the fact, yeah, don't clue them in. That is the biggest. That's like that shatters the whole illusion. Seriously, um, that epic move they pulled off loses its magic if they know you adjusted the DC or the AC or the TN, whatever it is. If you have to talk about the behind the scenes of your sessions, do it here. I'm guessing on Reddit or with other friends you aren't playing with, as it can easily ruin the magic for your players. So true, so true. Never admit that you fudged the rules. I mean, at least their roles, right? Like it also kind of robs them of their moment of epic awesome when they know that you took it easy on them, and no one wants that. And yeah, that's what the GM screen is for, to preserve that air of mystery. Dice Chuck is uh uh that's a good point by Dice Chuck. Like that's what it's for. That's what it's there for. Um, I think there's some like one thing with the DM screen though is that you might want to just be consistent if you have the DM screen out and you're gonna be fudging rolls. You might want to always just keep your rolls behind the DM screen so they don't know, when you're considering whether to fudge or not. That's yeah, that would be my follow up to that. So yeah, just stay consistent. Um, whether that means maintaining the illusion of the players, you know, um, surviving by sheer luck or a brilliant idea that you totally fudged for them, or yeah, or just where you're rolling the dice. Just consistency is key. Dicechuck says you rarely fudge a roll, but if it's going to kill the climax of a story, you might fudge the roll in favor of the players unless we have lots more session time or to come up with an alternate climax. Yeah, that's a good use of it. Like what I would also say, like you can also fudge rolls in favor of the NPCs. Like um, if you want but be very judicious with it because it could feel like also you're you're playing GM characters if you do that too often. But let's say you want to set up a recurring NPC. Yeah, and the players are about to kill him. Like you 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 might be able to get away with fudging the roll in the favor of the NPC. Of course, not in a way that robs the players of victory. The players will get what they want. It's just that the NPC doesn't die, and you can use them on a future date. Because recurring villains are really cool, plot elements to include in your games. Never underestimate, um, yeah, the the value of a recurring villain. It's the difference between Darth Vader and Darth Maul. Like Darth Vader, like people are more or less satisfied with how he was a recurring foe from episodes 4 to 6, right? And then, but one of the complaints you hear most often about the prequels is how they wasted Darth Maul by killing him off in episode 1. I know that he comes back in Clone Wars and Rebels, but yeah, for the movie canon, like um um yeah, like mostly up until Solo came out, like people always felt like Maul was such a wasted villain because he never came back. Welcome to the stream, GT Ignacio. Thank you for tuning in. Um, which one's fighting words? Let's yeah. Which one depends on the game? Is it fudging for on behalf of villains or fudging in general? While I wait for you guys to catch up in chat, let's go ahead and read number 4. Set your expectations up front. Don't want a party of murder hobos. Want to run a more RP focused game and want to try some experimental rules that you might retcon out later. That's all fine, but be upfront with your players. I will be right back. All right. Um. Yeah. So all that's fine, but if you never discuss your expectations with the players, then you can't blame them when they behave in ways that don't fit or are counterintuitive to how you want to run the game. So few DMs do this, um, but uh, says Rogue DMT, he has never had so much more success with his players than when he does. So yeah, that's a good tip. It's what most people call a session zero. So yeah, set expectations, get everyone on the same page. There's lots of tools out there for like even for like not formalizing but like putting some structure into how you run a session zero. Um, if you, I think even just searching on Google, will get you some really uh, interesting options, interesting results that you can try when setting up another game. Saying that, oh, not a naive concept. It's just, yeah, um, might have been a misunderstanding. But if you're gonna roll in the open, like, like for example, in the interests of um, never pulling back the curtains or never pulling back the veil. Let's say you're rolling in the open, that's fine, right? But then let's say there's a critical point where the player, the last player character, like one player character away from a TPK, right? The last character with one hit point left. And then that's when you choose to roll your D20 behind the screen. Then that, you know, that kind of breaks it already. Like without even saying that I'm fudging this roll. You're broadcasting that. That's the thing. That's what I was getting at. Like rolling in the open is okay. Oh, okay. Something Dice Chuck said. Sorry, yeah. Like I thought that's what he meant. D Minion says expectations number one for I guess is this a game you're running? The world may kill you if you treat these sessions like a video game. Uh, just to be clear, it's Mark. It's not. Should I have my name up on the? Maybe I should have my name up on the thing. Just so we no confusion. Let's add. No worries. It's not your fault. I don't expect can't expect you guys to know my name if I don't provide it. But there you go. Um, nice, nice, quick and easy solution over there. Um, okay, let's go on to point number 5 before I catch up with chat. Don't argue with your players. Interesting. Allowing a player to quickly look up a spell or figure out the exact description of a status effect if they think you made a mistake in a ruling is fine. But there are times when the lookup is taking too long and messing with the flow of the game. Or there is no explicit ruling and you need to make one on the fly. When this happens, make your ruling and make it clear that it is not up for further discussion. Arguing kills pacing and immersion and alienates the other players at the table. Your player can talk about it more after the session or look up online rulings between sessions. But when the game is going, you are the authority and need to keep the game flowing. Interesting point. I'll talk about this first and then catch up with chat. So for me, this flows into my session zero, into like how I set expectations for my games. Um, I'm the kind of GM or DM where whether I'm running D&D or L5R or like Blades in the Dark, um, I will ask the players to be in charge of their own characters, meaning to know rules that are specific to their characters. In D&D, that'll mean like what your specific feat does or um, your spell, like knowing your spell book properly, and like how many spells per day you get. Um, because otherwise, yeah, during the session, I will rule things on the fly to the best of my knowledge. Um, I will rarely. I also dislike asking people to open a book and look, flip the page, um, for the correct ruling. So yeah, like um, if you forget action economy, if you forget you have this ability that you could have used or how this particular things work, a particular like mechanic works, especially if it's very specific to your character, we'll just wing it until until further notice, until between sessions, because otherwise, yeah, like that was your responsibility, that was on you as a player, knowing what your character should be able to do. Rule zero. That's a nice term for it, I guess. Yeah. Like the rules will not get in the way of fun. All right, see you next time, D Minion. Thanks for tuning in. Thanks for dropping by. Um, let's see. Yeah, basically, yeah, that's some good advice. Like, yeah, that's how I would implement this, just by setting that expectation right off the bat. That's why I always encourage players to, you know, I bring index cards for the players, like to write their abilities on, so it's just not all on one sheet because that can get kind of um. There's often not enough space to detail stuff, but yeah, um, I often encourage players to write the specifics of their abilities and stuff on index cards, so it's easy for them to kind of, yeah, like leaf through what they can do. Excuse me. So um, let's catch up. Dicestruck says if the GM is a killer that abuses the characters and the players do not trust them to be fair, rolling in the open can be useful then because players would want more transparency in that case. That's true. That's a good point. In 5e, rolling in the open can be naive, but not necessarily in other games. Um, that's from GT Ignacio. Let's see. Dicestruck says, players will behave different in a game of Toon versus a game of Star Wars, and even within a genre. Like, is it a gritty Daredevil game or lighthearted Deadpool game? For Marvel, yeah, for like Supers games. Good point. Um, Another example, like in opposed roles for something like detecting a lie. If the player rolls and the GM rolls in the open, and the player fails and the GM says you believe him, then the players will know yeah, it's a bit of metagaming, I guess. I would, in that case, for me, for stuff like that, uh, I would say, like when it comes to detecting lies or you know, detecting hidden stuff, like as much as possible, plot critical clues. If the players ask the right question, they get it without a roll. That's like my policy on it. Um, and if it's not important, uh, if I had to do an opposed roll, like on a deception versus insight check or something, I would probably roll both dice behind uh behind the DM screen. That might be a bit extreme, I don't know. But if I wanted to completely preserve mystery, that's probably what I would do. I know your mileage may vary. All right, let's see what's next. Describe things narratively and not mechanically. Yeah. Flavor. The enemy didn't land an attack. He swung his sword in a high arc, slicing the back of the PC's shoulder. The enemy didn't cast magic missile. She chanted arcane words, and the PC is struck in the gut by an invisible force. The PC didn't stealth. They are moving from crate to crate, waiting for openings to move unseen. Immersion is so important for keeping players engaged, and nothing kills immersion quicker than reducing the actions to nothing but numbers and dice. Encourage your players to do the same. When they say they attack, ask them how. That's true. Um, this is, yeah, more an immersion tool than anything. Like, bringing the game world to life. That's what this is. It also depends, I guess, on like what. Um, especially in combat, like how you're representing hit points. Like if it's like a threshold of being able to avoid a um a hit that takes you out, right? You could or yeah, a solid hit that kind of, you know, um brings you down to your knees. Uh yeah, you could even describe damage as like the player's still like blocking the attacks but feeling a bit tired or a bit spent. So it's like a reservoir of like stamina. Um I guess like in the, you know, the Souls games, your like stamina bar when you're blocking, it's getting eaten up or decreased, something like that. So that's one way to put it, I guess. Because I find like sometimes when I describe things like that, um, it makes the payoff of like you can only describe getting slashed so many ways. So at least like that moment when HP reaches zero, like you can be as epic as you want, or as you can make it as, that moment as cool as you want. So yeah, let's go on to the next one. How many are these? Oh, there's eight. Okay, so number seven is let your players fail. Really good advice. I like this one. Sometimes they don't complete the quest. Sometimes a player character dies. Sometimes they don't get that magic item. Um, Rogue DMT is not talking about scripted failures such as backstabbing NPCs, important cataclysmic events, and impossible boss fights. Uh, he's talking about the PCs not achieving an achievable goal because of either bad luck or poor decisions. It's easy to want your players to have that hero moment, but if they get too used to their plot armor, situations will stop being tense and your players won't get as excited when they succeed. Let them fail so when they succeed, it has meaning. Right. Um, there's also, I think, there's also this as a corollary to this. Before I catch up with the chat, as a corollary to this, um, there's such a thing, this concept of failing forward, right? It it just means that when a player fails a role, um, it should very rarely be a dead end. It should like, you know, you can lead it to a follow up effect or a follow up situation that still moves things forward, right? um, yeah. So let's catch up in chat. So I guess this is on the topic of still like hidden roles. GT Ignatius says he would prefer to just have the players make up their mind if someone is lying or not. If they ask questions about body language, tell them what they see. They'll have to make a decision based on that, no dice rolling. That's a thing that I definitely understand the perspective of because I started like, you know, like in older RPGs, you didn't have social, you know, social combat mechanics. It was really just a matter of players kind of asking the right questions and deciding based off of the information that the, you know, that the um that the DM tells them. I would say that if you're playing a game like 5e where deception and the like and persuasion, you know, those are skills, and then you kind of leave it up to RP for, especially like in the case of players who invested points in those skills, that they might feel cheated a bit. So it depends on the system you're running, or like you gotta set it up, you know, like in a session zero, where you could just take out those skills from the, you know, from the game rules altogether. Just throw them out the window. They don't work for your style of play. Let the players know, and yeah, tell them that investigation and stuff, or deception, persuasion, they're based on how you roleplay it or how you say your characters are performing those actions. So yeah, I think that yeah, that would totally depend on the system and how you set it up. But yeah, definitely like that's a very yeah, like an old school way of handling, like the social aspects of role playing games. Yeah, which isn't like not saying old school's bad, but yeah, it's like it's a different aesthetic from what a lot of games are kind of trying to do these days. At least the mainstream ones, the bigger titles. Like for example, in L5R, yeah, that is. I feel like if there are mechanics for um for social combat or social encounters, I feel like a good way to anticipate those situations where like players might metagame is to make it clear that just like in combat, you may miss. Like you have to be fair also in the social arena. Like if you don't know if this NPC has successfully bamboozled you, like like play along with it, just like you'd play along with your swordsman getting, yeah, like sliced in the thigh, right? It's all fair. Like we're playing a game. Um, yeah, like, and if metagaming, if we can all come to agreement that metagaming isn't fun, then there you have it. Hopefully they don't. After having that discussion. Oh, good question. But let's catch up with the other things. So some systems, Dice Rock says once had a party of players roll area knowledge when traveling. They asked about a name on the map, and he made a post roll secretly for each. Critical success versus all of their rolls. Gave them the opposite info on the town, so it was a surprise when they arrived at a huge city when they thought it would be a little shanty town. But when I guess the world versus the players got a critical fail, the players got insider secret info on the place. Okay, yeah. So like letting the dice, uh, really like educate it. I guess. Um, some systems have actual sense deception attributes on character sheets. Yeah, I think the insight, like for example, insight skill, or just wisdom, would be an inherent sense deception in the example of D&D. And yeah, I guess in Marvel, that's one thing about like Daredevil's uh suite of powers, right? Like he should be able to detect lies, so he gets to roll for that because of his senses. Right. About letting Eigen says about letting players GT Ignacio says about letting players fail. If one makes it a habit to fudge rolls, on what basis should one decide when to fudge in the player's favor or when they should fail? I would say like don't get first of all don't get in the habit of fudging rolls. Like really use it sparingly. It shouldn't be, you know, I feel like it shouldn't be something you always um you know it's not a card a card you should always play as a GM. Otherwise, the game kind of loses its edge, not just for the players but for you, because like it's it's usually more fun to play to find out what happens, but at the same time, like if if you have a sense for story, like there are times when it just feels wrong. It just feels wrong. Uh, in the case of the players, maybe um like they've done too much to just flat out get TPK'd at this point. So it like maybe you just decide to you decide to um just give them a bit of a helping hand. That's possible, I guess. For me, I would like in the case of a villain that I wanted to be a a recurring villain, because I noticed that the players are really have are gung ho for taking this guy down, and I want that to kind of continue, uh, to take advantage of that animosity into the next session or in future sessions. I might you know fudge it in the sense that the villain might be taken out but doesn't die or like gets rescued somehow. So yeah, use it very very sparingly. Dice check shares only if it'll make the game more fun or the story more interesting. Yeah. So in the interests of um, uh, usually if you have the benefit of the players in mind, that's a good place to start. But yeah, just be very uh, make it a very rare thing. Don't get in the habit of it in the first place. I guess is what I would say. We have our last tip for this slideshow. Number 8, you are going to make mistakes. DMing is hard. You are an entertainer, a storyteller, an actor, a coach, a referee, an architect, and several other things all rolled into one. Doing all these things well at the same time is hard, and I have never met a DM that didn't struggle with one or more of these roles. At the end of the day, it's like a skill set you learn by doing. After every session, go over what you thought went well and what didn't go well. Learn from your mistakes and try to repeat the things that were gold, and watch some other DMs for inspiration on how they world build or run a session, and then go at it again. It's hard but rewarding, and quite honestly, takes a couple of years before you feel truly competent at it. That's, yeah, like anything, it takes practice. Like anything worth doing, it takes practice. Um, I am not. I wouldn't say like I am an excellent GM or DM. um I get by. It's what I feel like most of the time. So yeah, like everything I've been saying, take that with a grain of salt. These are just my, my opinions, like how I might do things, but what I found helpful in my games. It might be different for you, or you might have vastly different like perspectives, and that's fine. All players are different, just the same. Like you might be surrounding for different tables, different kinds of players also. Um, yeah. Um, that's I guess that's the end of the slideshow. Yeah, that's it. 8 tips. So if you wanna check it out, this is over on Dungeon in a Box and was shared on Philippine Tabletop RPGs. And if you just Google Rogue DMT, things I wish I had known as a new DM, you'll quite easily find the Reddit thread as well if you want to read through comments, the comments on Reddit, if that's if you are so inclined. Um, yeah, let's go ahead and check out our next. Oh, let's catch up with chat first. I think we have a few more helpful DM tips. Like I mentioned earlier, like it's an open invitation. If you have some tips that weren't covered in this slideshow, please feel free to go ahead and put them up in chat, and let's talk about them. Lystruck says another one is it's helpful to know uh, what the characters will be before you write the adventure. This way, you can integrate the PC's backstories into the narrative and make sure that each player has the opportunity to use any special talents that they have. If a PC is a computer hacker, add some computerized security systems for them to hack, stuff like that. Yeah, tailor the game to your players. I think yeah, that's good advice. Like especially if you're doing a session zero, right? Make the characters set the expectations, make the characters, and then take some time off to plan before you hit your session one. No player wants to feel useless. Very true. I would say also like if you're comfortable already, you know, improving and improvising what happens in your games. Just think of have a situation in mind like that can be part of your prep where the player characters like unique abilities or unique focus as a character like can come into play, and how that might affect uh what you're doing, or even like their unique background, anything that's like kind of signature to that player. It doesn't even have to be all players in every session. You don't have to. you know, hit each player with a spotlight every session. You can distribute the spotlight over multiple sessions. You can pace it that way. But yeah, just be sure to give everyone their 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 chance in the spotlight, their 15 minutes of fame as a character, as a player. And I think yeah, you'll be you'll be all right. Yeah, like yeah. So like if a PC is a berserker, a total like damage, uh, DPS machine, um, let them shine by surrounding them with minions. Historian PCs, get the critical clue, stuff like that. Yeah, agreed, agreed. Let me just check on my co-host. Let's see if he's ready to join. Man, it's a hot day. Like, there's no wind. I'm I'm dying. Like under the. Is it so bad if I switch this off? Can I switch this off? Is that okay? Like, let me know if the lack of a a light shining on my face like just isn't working on the stream. Like to me, it looks okay. I just want to be sure like it's not a bad look on your end. So let me know in chat because it's hot. It is so hot today, or humid. More light, dude. It's just making me. It's just making me glare up the webcam feed. Ah, and welcome to the stream, Chico. Thank you for tuning in. We I think we directed earlier in the stream like we pointed some people your way to check out your coverage of Conquest 2019. Like you guys did a really good job of your stream setup and everything. It looked so pro. Good job, dudes. Tabletop PH. So yeah, once again, if you wanted to check out like League of Extraordinary Best Friends, their event Conquest 2019, if you missed out on it, or if you were there and want to see like what it looked like on the live streaming end, you can go check out Tabletop PH. They covered the event. They have a couple of videos up on their Facebook. Dice Struck shares another is to reward players for good role playing, even if the system doesn't call for it. Give extra XP to a character if the player has been doing some great RPing, even if the game has no such rule. Hmm. Yeah, yeah, a nice one. Like, I think, excuse me, I think, um, in AD&D, like, yeah, that's what my brother would do. Like extra XP, um, or like magic items, just like handing them out like candy for a great RP. Um, yeah, thank you for that tip. GT Ignacio. That is a really good point actually. Like it would be I think to be fair, I think those tips were D&D 5e specific or D&D specific because it did say Dungeon Master. Um is that something you guys would like to explore like system specific tips for game masters, storytellers, narrators and whatnot? Shutting down a disruptive player by taking away XP. Oh yeah, I know this story. Oh, the Discord bot isn't sending stuff? Yikes, what happened? Yeah, I see your messages over in the Discord. I wonder what happened. So JP was saying things like in 5e you can do it with passive insight, right? Like you can roll against the player's passive insight as a DM, or have the player roll against the NPC's passive insight, and they have no idea what that is anyway. Yeah, condolences, JP. All right, I guess we'll see you on stream in a bit. Um, I guess before that happens, let's see if we can cover a little more ground. Uh, Still on local gaming stuff, we have as one of the really like interesting submissions to the Hilagyo Jam, um, Hilagyo Jam, Hilagyo Game Jam, which is a game jam, um, by Filipinos about like Filipino culture experiences and so on. So here, let me open the game jam page. You can check it out on itch.io/jam/hilagyo dash jam. So it is a tabletop RPG jam that is all about expressing the soul of Filipino game design and the many communities that define Filipino. So you've got a bunch of submissions already up. I am working on one of my own. It's called it's called uh God. Why is my brain why is my brain failing me right now? It is called, let me open my Google Drive. I just streamed about it earlier. To be fair, it's a new word for me. It's called Daluyong. There we go, and it is a seafaring RPG where reminiscent of games like FTL, Homeworld, Far Lone Sails, where you're either fleeing a tragedy, or but basically turning transferring space opera and navigating through the stars to our Southeast Asian seas and navigating by the stars. So, and living off the sea. Um, Largely inspired by games like Forbidden Lands and Stars Without Number. So yeah, I'm working on my own submission to this. It's been really fun, and one of the games that's already been submitted here is Maharlika. It's a Filipino sci-fi RPG where you play as heroic Maharlika, pilots of the wondrous mecha, mechanisadong sandata, or mechanized weapons. You survive and thrive in Archipelago, the setting of Maharlika, a setting that is steeped in Filipino themes, myth, culture, and history. So, Archipelago is so close to a time of joy and bliss, but is now under an age of darkness because of a new enemy and old hatreds. As a Maharlika, you will protect cities, charge into battle against the outsider beings, and sail through the violent skies of Archipelago. You have this is a system that is split in two Maharlika systems, which is more narrative and hones in on personal problems for the pilots, and the Mecha Sistema, which is a tactical combat phase that uses your larger than life mechs to protect your loved ones. Within the book, you'll have more than 90 agimat or mech modules to customize to make your very own mecha, and a combat system that isn't too hard to teach, that is tactical and still fun. So it's been inspired by various mecha anime and robot shows like Pacific Rim, Transformers, Godzilla, and Gundam. It's also inspired by Neuromancer, the Book of the New Sun, and Zone of the Enders. So the combat system is also takes a few pages from Final Fantasy Tactics, Front Mission, Lancer, and Star Wars Saga Edition. So an English version of the game is coming soon, but right now you can purchase the Filipino version for just $4. So it is you can purchase it right on itch.io, tadhana.itch.io/maharlika-core. So yeah. Here's some. Let's open some previews of what these look like. Can I open this in a new tab? There we go. Good zoom. And yeah, Mecton. I think Mecton Zeta is the latest version or the latest name that I know it by. I didn't play. I think I've read it, but I haven't played Mecton. I think the closest I've come to this to something like this is a Cthulhu Tech, which I only also like briefly tried out, like like test combat with a friend, not really a campaign, a full on campaign or even a full on session. But Cthulhu Tech was pretty fun. All right, so yeah, check it out. This is by who's the author of the game? Let's see. This is by uh Liquor Canini. That's their handle on itch.io. All right. Let's see. Let's see. Let's see. Next up on our docket is another RPG, still quite sci-fi. This is the Capers Covert RPG, and it's right now on Kickstarter. With 17 days to go, they've already got 202 backers and have surpassed their $1,000 US goal, raking in already pledges amounting to $3,463. So this is a project that is all about the 1960s and the Cold War, where diabolical supervillains implement plans for market, corporate, and global domination. Science. Scientists craft gadgets to help sexy super spies battle these villains, and you're one of these either supervillains or super spies clashing in exciting and exotic locales, plus with superpowers. So, this is a supplement for the award-winning Capers role-playing game, which is set in the 1920s Prohibition era of the United States. So I guess it brings it 40 years forward into the Cold War, and you can get the core book at a lower price by backing this Kickstarter. So, but if you have the core book already, if you have already have the core book, it's just $10 to get Capers Covert. Um, for both, uh, you can shell out 23 US dollars for both the Capers RPG, the core, and Capers Covert. Covert. So this game is a bit different from your usual RPG in that it uses cards. So a typical um, set of playing cards along with the two jokers. Um, this is what the game's resolution system revolves around. So the pip the or the number value of your card that you flip determines success versus failure, and the card's suit determines the degree of success or failure. For example, um, clubs usually means that it's barely a success, and it comes with a complication, and spades are the best. So I guess that's a complete success. You're able to flip multiple cards based on your character's capabilities. So yeah, the better you are, the more cards you draw and flip, and I guess you can pick from the results. Um, but yeah, I like this because it's still random, but it's random to a degree. What I've always liked about card-based RPGs like Deadlands is that um, if you're there's like there is a natural comeuppance or a natural evening out of of the odds as you play the game. Like if you're drawing all bad cards at the start, then you're kind of guaranteed, you know, that the better cards towards the end. If you're uh if you're pulling all the great cards right off the bat, then you're um things are gonna get harder because you're running out um of those high cards towards the middle and end of the session. And if you're, if you see even distribution, then yeah, then you're gonna see more of that. So it's like inherently paced in a sense, which I kind of like. And it has that secondary, like, meta game where I don't I, I don't think it's quite card counting, but you're kind of aware of, you have some awareness of what's left based on how well of, or rather, like, of what to expect, like, for your next draws, based on how badly or how well you're doing, up until that point. Right, yeah, macabre tales, uses dominoes. That's another good example of, yeah, using, a deck of things or a set of things to kind of, uh, pace the game. There's some horror games, I forget the title exactly, but I think, GT Ignacio can name it right off the bat. The one where you have like a Jenga tower, and that automatically paces the game to just ramp up in difficulty and intensity because, yeah, Jenga gets harder the higher up you go, the thinner the base gets, or the more hole riddled the base gets. So it naturally escalates tension throughout the game. So yeah, this is one of those games. This again, it uses cards, and there you go. So they have, some stretch goals that they've already unlocked. Number one is powers and options, which add powers and more rules options to the book. Um, Gadgets as well, and cities. Um, I don't think they've got. Oh no, they haven't reached cities yet. So that would be the next one at $4,000, which they aren't far from. So there will be 6 international cities included if the Kickstarter reaches that point. GT Ignacio Dread, thank you for providing that. Dice Chuck says there's a brief superhero game that didn't use dice. It used little glass beads instead that you spent on actions. Interesting. Okay. Um, I don't know what that is either. If anyone in chat knows, please enlighten us. Okay. So yeah, again, this is called, Capers Covert, and yeah, if you like it, check it out on Kickstarter. You can find the link by, uh, typing in the chat if you're on Twitch or YouTube, exclamation point topics, or on Facebook by scrolling up in the comments to the very first one. I posted the list of topics and links up there. We are going to take a quick, like 5 minute break while I get some water, get some drinks. I've been streaming since like 9 a.m. Before this, I was doing a game design stream for my submission for, Hilagyo Game Jam. So I'm a bit parched. I'm gonna rest my voice for a bit while checking on, my co-host and seeing how he is getting set up, to join us on stream today. So, oh, there we go. We have a problem. Yeah, message me on Telegram. Let's see what needs doing. I'm gonna rest my voice for 5 minutes. We'll be right back. Don't go anywhere. And yeah, if you're so inclined, do share the link. We would appreciate any support you might lend. Yeah. Hope you're having fun so far. We will be right back. The music is going back up, so feel free to, add those song requests in. And I'm back. Sorry. Thank you for calling that out. Yeah. I like I said, there's a ton of song requests, and I think we're good for the next 3 months of rotation over on our streams. I should. That's why I'm gonna not keep the media player playing on this screen, and I will just hit play again every time uh, we go to the BRB or the countdown screen, so that your requests don't get unplayed. Because if it's running while I'm talking over here on our main window in OBS, they don't get deleted. They play out. It just keeps going without actually making its way on stream. That's what's been happening. I think. Don't yeah. I'm not sure how it actually works. Uh, I think yeah, JP would be able to answer that when he joins us in a bit, hopefully. Um, anyway, so let's continue with our gaming news roundup. Oh, thank God! Are you ready to call in? Are you ready to call in? Are you up on Discord and ready to call in on GridFam? Let me know. Okay, okay. All right, I'll continue with the news then. All right, up next. Okay, sure. Let me know when you're calling, and I'll patch you through. All right, no worries. Well, let's get on to while waiting. Let's get on to our next topic. Um, so we have got over here a for those of you who have uh have an itch to run. I don't know. Has it not? I haven't noticed. I haven't noticed, to be honest. I forgot to check. I forgot how to check. More to be more precise. Uh, anyway, yeah. Like if you have an itch to run a more evil-oriented game, there's a new Kickstarter coming out. It's not out yet. I think it will be launched on October 15th. This is the Corpus Malicious. Now, it's not a campaign setting. It's just pure evil. That's how its authors would like you to, to uh, what the authors would like your first impressions to be. So in this book, I think the main draw is 35 new evil-natured archetypes for all sorts of character options for evil aligned player characters, or even for making memorable enemies for your good aligned uh, players. So this is yeah. Well, this is gonna come out on um October 15th on Kickstarter. And aside from um, those 35 archetypes, evil archetypes, you're gonna get also 5 new backgrounds, 3 new races, and 10 more feats. And there you are.
Hey.
Hello. Okay. Can you
Mhm.
speak? Let me just see if you're coming through on my mic.
Yeah, sure. How's this? I'm testing. I'm also calling in on Grid Fam, at least on the face cam for now.
Okay. No, I think you're
Mhm.
good. I think yeah, you're not getting through on my microphone. So,
Okie
but
dokie.
over in chat, let us know if you do hear an echo, and I will adjust accordingly. I don't see any callers on GridFam for Mark Lobster.
Yeah, you know what?
Hmm.
This thing is doing that same bug as before where it won't see the webcam source. Oh no.
Oh no.
Oh no.
What's
Well,
new?
I'm just going to have to use my C920. Okay.
Technical glitches. What's new?
So many technical glitches, and also I am sweating like a pig.
Did you run up the stairs or something?
I did. I ran up and down
The swears.
stairs twice because I didn't know where I left the product,
Oh
whether
my
it was in the
gosh.
car or somewhere in the house. So I checked the car twice, found there the second time.
Uh huh.
I'm tired, man.
Take a breather.
it's only
Get
it's
some
only
water.
2 o'clock today, and I'm tired.
Man. All right. I'm sorry, bro.
No, it's okay. Okay, so
All right.
you still have a topic that you're on?
Yeah. Let me just get your camera all set. There we go. That was
Ooh.
quick and painless.
Yeah.
Not quite.
Uh,
More or less
the
quick and
the
painless.
product cam, I'm still setting that up, so you can finish up this topic,
Uh huh.
and then I'll get back to you once everything is nice and pretty.
All right. Welcome back to the stream, Santagoy. Thank you.
Hello, Santagoy.
One moment. Excuse me. So yeah, I'm nursing a cold. In case any of you are wondering why I sound so ngongo. Um,
That's a new word to me.
what?
Yeah, I've never heard ngongop before.
Okay. Well, anyway, like it doesn't mean evil, which evil is described in I don't know where I'm going with this transition. But yeah, corpus malicious. Um 5 new evil backgrounds, 3 new races, and 10 more feats. Each one is designed to double down on that evil, on all those evil vibes and help craft characters that feel suitably horrible, sinister, or just downright malicious. So let's have a look through. This is the demo booklet. It's Corpus Malicious, aka the Ultimate Evil Codex for 5e. It does have a warning that it's for mature readers because things can get a bit disturbing. The authors do want to clarify that they are not, worshippers of evil or anything like that. It's just, it's all for the lulls, for the fun of the game. Um, we have, okay, one of the race options, a fallen angel,
Could he
and
get back up? Is he okay?
I don't even know anymore, people. Like,
Oh man, you miss me, don't you?
uh huh. Uh-huh. Okay, Fallen Angel and Remnant, I guess. Like like what? Like a lost soul?
Oh no, I hope people can find him.
Yeah, keep it coming. Sure.
I'm
You
just
have
talking when I'm nervous, okay? I have to think all this shit up. We didn't even
It's all
play
right.
test this. I'm trusting that this computer has never had the cam link installed on it before, so I'm trusting that it works just
Well, if anything, it'll be a learning experience for us and for our viewers. We can tell them
oh
what's
yeah,
going on.
for
We
sure.
can describe what you mean by cam link, what you mean by what the setup is like, right?
Mm, that's right.
Because yeah, one of the things we do want to push at Dicecast, we would love to see more people in our local gaming scene get into streaming content about you know um games they like or even games they're making, games they're playing. Um yeah, like um if you need help, like we're here to to show you the ropes, to give some advice, things that we wish we knew when we started out. So yeah, Um, if if you ever have questions in chat about how to stream, um, ask away, and we'll be more than happy to talk about that kind of stuff. So yeah, wait
I
for.
wonder what all of this looks like. Like, I'm not watching the stream right now because I'm setting everything up. I wonder if people are seeing all of the
You look like
crazy
you know
shit I'm
Apollo
wearing
11,
here. Yeah.
like when they're in the space capsule and they're doing all this, all the technical stuff and
Oh
getting
god.
the lander aligned and stuff. That's what you look like. You look like Tom Hanks. No, you look like Gary Sinise operating the lander, the lunar lander.
Thanks. Thanks. That actually makes me look. That makes you sound. I hope I look as cool as I sound.
All right, back to character options. You see here that one of the, I guess one of the warlock archetypes, blasphemous incantator. You have what's another example? One of the paladin archetypes, Dark Templar. Um, one of the sorcerer archetypes, Grave Blooded. There you go. Lots and lots of options. Oh, this kind of looks like Sariel. Look on stream. You see this? This character art for the tentacle blade. This looks like Sarah's character, kinda. That's some awkward dead air. Anyway, so yeah, evil backgrounds. You get to be a murderer. You get to be a cultist, right? So colorful, such wholesome pages that we're scrolling through here. Rules for degeneration. Degeneration is a system explaining the corruption of the soul and showing its reflections occur both on the body and the spirit. It can be thought of as the damage the soul takes, just as that different damage types have different effects. Since the corruption can come from different sources, their effects are also different. Nice. So it's a way to, I guess, you have alignment changes as a DM tip. It's a way to, yeah, plausibly turn your good characters evil in your campaign. Let's see, and of course you have a bestiary of evil monsters, such as Barthor, Barthor the Swallower, a blood elemental. Wow, that's cool. Like a blood balrog. A gravekeeper. What's Ooh, that is what? A knight's grim. Silver gray creature who does not possess any facial features because its body is its face. It is completely naked and does not have any genitals. Good to know. Its eyes are wide and pitch black. Its claws are overgrown and look deadly sharp. It's a dark fey, and it has a mouthful of distorted teeth, vertically from navel, nose to navel. Wow. That's nightmare fuel. Um, oh look, it's yeah, it's a Talax, Talax still. They're the cousins of Mind Players, and the next guest on Doctor Pimple Popper's YouTube channel, I guess. Um, they they are a magic resistant humanoid aberration. Interesting. How are they cousins of the Mind Players? Mm, they do not drain the minds of their victims, and instead they bestow the vast and chaotic reality of their origin. So they just drive people crazy. Restarting PC? Alright, no worries. See you back here in a bit. Oh, this has so much potential for Yeah, Japanese horror in your D&D game, The Unwanted. A revenant of an unwanted child. There we go. Okay. Oops. And some actual NPCs with completed backstory, goals, and role playing tips. Awesome. Awesome, awesome, awesome. So, yeah, this is just a free demo of what awaits. Again, the Kickstarter hits October 15th. So, watch out for this on Kickstarter if this seems like something that would interest you. Like mentioned earlier, it's not necessarily for uh, tables D&D like fifth ed D&D tables that want to run an evil campaign. It's also for people who want to um who just want more ideas for villains and enemies for their player characters to face. Um yeah, it works both ways basically. Pretty cool. I like the art, especially that cover art. Like it's like what's his face from Thor Ragnarok, the fire giant guy with in the first part that eventually murders Asgard. What's his name?
Um,
Uh,
can you hear me?
hey, yeah, welcome back.
Oh my God, thank God. I thought I broke everything. Jesus Christ. My computer tower fell over.
Oh, what are you doing over there? Can you calm
Dude, I
down?
can't.
Can you
You
slow
know what?
down?
You know what? I wish I could, but this is me. I get manic. Anyway, here's the product. On the screen. Actually, no, I'm not on
You're
the
not
screen
on
because
the
I'm not playing
screen
Grid Fam
because you
yet.
have to call back.
Oh, Jesus Christ. Okay, let's do this.
Welcome back, Sorter. Thank you, Santagoy. Welcome back, Dice Chuck. One-handed typing.
All right.
All right.
One-handed, yeah, one-handed typing. I was doing everything one-handed for a while here. I'm calling back on Grid Fam. Here's the first call.
Okay.
Now I
Okay.
have to open up another Grid Fam, right?
Right.
Because do you have that set up already?
It kinda, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So just call and they'll resize the window as soon
Yeah.
as.
Okay. All right, calling in. Cam link fucking work. Oh wow, it just works. It just works. It's a big
All
brown
right.
bag.
Hang on. It's almost the right size. I'm kind of
Oh
impressed.
wow, congrats.
I almost got it like on the first try.
Oh, let's make that a little brighter, yeah? Here. I mean, it's brown, so there's not much to do about it. Oh, it looks kind of bad because I guess Grid Fam compresses.
Right. It's not quite straight from the camera.
No, it's
Well,
not.
I guess before we talk about before we show it, let's talk about one of our recent partnerships with a wonderful, like a wonderful local what do you call them? Like gaming retailer.
Mm-hmm.
So we met them at session 0. They are the wonderful, wonderful Hey Meepling. They make a bunch of gaming accessories that help bring not just functionality but also immersion to your gaming experience at the table. So they make things like character notebooks, terrain coasters, even perfume. Like gaming oriented perfume and stickers and a bunch of other stuff. But basically, if you want to support a um, local tabletop business, um, yeah, we've partnered up with them. Uh, they have something coming out closer to the holidays in November. It's called the Critical Kit for D&D. JP, why don't you tell people about what the Critical Kit for D&D is?
Well, I could do that, or we could ask Hey Meepling over in chat.
Oh, hey, Meep.
Because they're here. What's up, guys?
What's up? Thanks for tuning in.
Really, apologies in advance if the video ends up being really muddy. This is our first time doing an
Right.
unboxing over Grid Fam.
Why don't you tell them what the setup is like? Like, so our viewers who may want to try something like this, can understand what's
Yeah.
going on.
You know what? Pictures speak 1,000 words. So I'm going to go ahead and take a selfie here right now and then post it in the Discord chat so that we can, I can describe it, what's happening right now. Oh, hello. Selfie live on stream. Hello, everyone. If you can type in chat, we can actually see you in the selfie. There you go. Posting it in the Discord channel now.
If you want to see that, picture of like what the stream setup looks like, you can go ahead and join our Discord. Just go on to dicecast.show and then click on the Discord icon, and
Yep.
you'll find your way over to our Discord server. So yeah, check it out.
Or you can go to dicecast.show/Discord.
Is that how simple it is? Okay, fine. Sorry.
So I've posted it in the chat channel over on our Discord server.
Cool.
But essentially, I'm going to verbalize what's going on here. So you guys can see over in my picture just basically the microphone. But I've also set up here. Let me get my webcam right now. I've also set up a standing tripod with a Panasonic GH4 DSLR camera to point straight down at basically the product on the screen.
So why are we worried about quality? Like, what makes us different from our usual setup, JP?
What makes this different from our usual setup is because we usually don't stream unboxing stuff. We don't have to worry about close-ups of things on a table, ironically, right? Because
Yeah.
we're a tabletop channel. But this is kind of unusual for us because we've not done this before. And we haven't done it in a long time. Like, we used to do this when we streamed the D&D actual plays.
Yeah.
When was the last time we did that, though? Like a year ago, right?
Yeah.
So I've had to break out all of this old equipment, old lens, new capture card, because we're using a Camlink 4K now instead of the HD 60, and reacquaint myself with all of this equipment and do it in a new setting, because normally when we'd stream tabletop stuff, it's in the living room. There's a big board game or a big table. There's a lot of light. It's a lot more controlled there. Here, I'm literally setting up in front of me where I normally type on my keyboard. So it's kind of weird. Discord page not found, bros.
Oh, dang.
Discord. Sorry. So are you typing in dicecast.show/Discord?
Yeah, it's not going up for me too.
Oh no.
It broke.
Our web host again is being a dick. Is it not going up for you? For me, it goes up. I don't know.
The Discord doesn't go up for me.
Oh, that's really weird. It works for me.
It's 404ing for me.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Are you typing? Is it HTTPS?
Yeah.
Should be HTTPS. Anyway. Hey, Meepling says, this is exciting to me too, but there seems to be a bit of lag between Facebook comments showing up on your chat log on the screen, so I'll be pretty slow to respond to. That's okay. That lag is normal.
Yeah.
It's
We'll catch up. We'll catch up. I mean, we will catch up. Yeah.
We will catch up. Next time, if we do have time to stream this product again, which we probably will next week, and it will probably be a lot more fluid, I will probably use Discord's screen share feature, which probably has a bit more quality than GridFam, which has to compress. It's not an easy thing to do.
Right.
Compressing all of this stuff for the stream. Just adjusting the focus here. It's going to look like pixels, just pixels on pixels on pixels right now.
All right.
But hopefully the compression will catch up. Anyway, so that's enough about how we're doing this. What is this? What is this big brown mess that you see in front of you? This is unfinished and unfinalized wrapping paper or packaging from Hey Meeple. So this is not what you're going to see when you buy the actual product.
Yes.
But what is it? It's
very important note.
Yeah, that's a very important piece of information there. You're not going to get a brown paper bag. It's going to be a lot more legit when they send this over to you guys if you buy it. But what are you buying, or what would you buy if you do buy this? This is the Critical Kit for D&D, which is a collection of Hey Meeple's some of their most flagship products. So if you ever wanted a nice notebook very customized or customizable notebook with a I want to say with it looks like it was hand designed just for Dungeons and Dragons character sheets,
Right.
but really you can use any character sheet you want in here. It comes with that folio, that D&D character folio, which is a notebook with a hand-drawn character sheet. It comes with 7 dice or a 7-piece D&D dice set from Daisuki.
Mm-hmm.
It comes with Speedcraft pencils, which is a nice looking, like, I don't know if it's really flat, but it looks kind of flat on the picture, so it doesn't slide around on the desk. Hey Meepling, you can correct me if I'm wrong, if this is a more traditional, hexagonal pencil. But in the picture it looks kind of flat.
Well, we're gonna find out in a bit too.
We're gonna find out
In a very
And
tactile way.
It comes with item sheet stickers and spell slot clips, which are further ways to customize your notebook. And all of this, normally it would cost you 400 pesos, which is, what is that in dollars? Like a little under $10, maybe $8.
Yeah.
Right? But
Seedcraft, not Speedcraft.
Normally it would cost you 415 pesos, 415. So a little under $8. There is a pre-order happening now to reduce it further to 400. And they partnered with us to help show off this product and also offer an offer code to take off an additional
5%. Yeah.
So now it would cost you 350 pesos instead of 400 or 415 if you bought it full price. And this pre-order and promo code period is running until October 15. So you have a little over 2 weeks or a little under 3 weeks to take advantage of it if you wanted to. And why would you want to? Because, well, let's unbox it now to showcase exactly what everything looks like on stream, live for the first time ever. And now I'm getting cold feet or cold fingers. You can see on the camera my fingers are shaking.
Because it's zoomed so close.
Yeah, it zooms so close. You can see my fingers shaking. And how dirty my fingernails are. Oh my God. Can you give me like 5 minutes to clip my nails?
It's fine. It's fine.
It's fine.
No one will judge you. This is a safe space for
I will judge me.
fingernails.
Shipping in Canada is only 654,364,533,450 pesos.
Wow, you parsed that just like that? I had trouble
Oh, sorry. It's not 654.
It's 65 billion.
65,436,443,345. Oh man, I was off by
or $3 Canadian.
Yes, our money is monopoly money.
Just a slight correction, like the discount code does offer a 5% discount off of the 400
5% discount further.
price.
Okay.
Yeah. So it's 380. 380 with the Dicecast discount code.
That's a nice discount. And you can, what is our promo code again?
Dicecast crits.
Dicecast crit, if you apply that to the website. Or you can go to this website, Dicecast Show/crit kit. I really hope that works.
It really does.
Hope this works.
I have tried it. So here, let me show you what it looks like. Basically, yeah, why don't you show the product first? Go ahead and let's open this thing up. Let's see what's inside.
I haven't seen it yet. This is a first time unboxing for everyone involved. So, let's see a nice way to open it so that you guys don't see my massive meat hands. Urgh. Ooh. Oh, okay. Another box. So this is an
actual
wrapping and an unboxing all in one. Here you go. This is pending. Of course, it's not final. I don't know how much they plan to change the packaging pre-sale or not, whether or not they will. They can clear it up in chat if they want to. Hey Meepling, you see their socials here at Hey Meepling, meepling.com. The writing says handcrafted and curated for your tabletop gathering. Tabletop games. Wow, I can't read shit. It says critical kit, Dungeons and Dragons, and there's a little meeple here on the side. How does it look like on GridFam? It's kind of muddy, but passable, I suppose.
Are you able to zoom out a bit?
I can't because this is a fixed angle lens. If I
I
want to
see.
zoom out, I have to literally move the lens back, which, okay, let's do that. Whee! Live
Adjustments.
live adjustments, and you're gonna see all of my crap. Whoa! Please don't knock over my hedgehog's house thing.
Oh, that's gonna be a lot better. There we go.
Yeah.
There we go. Yeah, I just need to focus it.
Yeah, I'll focus it and lock it in. Hold on. There you go.
So yeah, first time for us to do this kind of thing. So do bear with us. We'll get better at it.
Absolutely. Like this is just a test run. We are
There we
going
go.
to do this properly.
That looks so much better.
You think that looks a lot better?
Yeah, that looks so much better.
Cool. Okay. Nice.
Nice.
Here we go. So let's slip off the paper wrapping, paper binding. I'm going to keep that for me. And open up.
Yes, JP has a hedgehog.
Yes, I have a hedgehog.
His name is Taco, and he's been on stream sometimes.
Yeah, a couple times he has been. So here's the box. I'm going to hold it horizontally so it fits better in the frame. Okay. And what do you get in the box? I'm not sure, again, if this is final packaging, so they can clear it up if they want to. Hey, Meepling is here in the chat. You can ask them questions.
Yes.
And we got, well, a business card. Their business card is pretty cool. They showed us this back in the session 0, but like on the back of it, it shows their details in a spell format.
Yeah.
Spell block format. It's pretty cool. Taco spelled with a AAKO, like the Adventure Zone character. And then opening this up a little bit more, you can see we've got dice from Daisuki. Tell us a little bit about Daisuki if you know, because I'm not familiar with their products. Mark, are they another custom dice maker here in the Philippines?
It would appear so. Let me check real quick. So over on Facebook, they're on at facebook.com/daisukidesu. They are. Let's see what they're about. They are a group that aims to give everyone dice. So that is their goal. They have a catalog over. Let me check their catalog. Let's see.
Man, if you guys can see like how I'm positioning here, like I'm in a half squat mode because I can't. The tripod leg is like way up in my grill here. Anyway.
Yeah, they're local. Yeah, they're a local.
Local. They're selling their dice and they want to get it in as many people's hands as possible, which is a nice thing because look, I don't know if it's picked up by the camera well enough, but they are pretty nice looking glittery iridescent dice. You can see that there's some glitter particles suspended in the center of the dice, not just on the surface.
I think
translucent.
You gotta have grid fam up, yeah, so you can see where your hand's at, or at least the show.
Oh shit! Okay, there we go.
Yeah, there you go.
Let me put grid fam up on screen then.
Yes.
Up on screen.
So you have a guide.
Yeah, there we go.
Please don't scream.
Yeah. There you go.
There you go. Yeah, nice iridescent looking dice.
That framing is tough. You know what? Live framing is tough.
Yeah. I mean, it's pretty improv. Oh, nice. There you go.
There you go. Some minor adjustment necessary.
There we get a better view of those gorgeous dice by Daisuki.
Should I take it out of the packaging?
If you want to, sure.
It might be getting in the way of some of the details of the dice. So here, let's just open that up and show everyone. There.
Oh, they are sparkly.
They're sparkly. The translucency doesn't really show up on camera, especially in the GridFem camera because of the compression. But if I move the dice a little bit, you can see how the light
plays.
The specs on the inside as well.
Yeah.
They feel very, very nice too. I don't know if these are resin dice. They must be. Here, the D4 is more translucent than the others, so you can probably see
Oh yeah, you can.
the insides better. So
Gorgeous
this
set
is
of
a
dice.
Suki. Dice Suki.
Your audio cut out. JP, can you hear me? Hang on, let me make JP aware. Yeah, I am letting him know before he. So yeah, what you're looking at is the speed. It's not speed. Seedcraft pencils. So these are, uh, I guess, scented, right? Um, or no, you can actually plant these in soil to grow, to grow a seed from, and they come in bell pepper, tomato, basil, Sealy, which is pepper, like chili pepper, or citronella. So yeah, these are cleared up by hay meepling. These are regular hexagonal pencils, and yeah, what does make them special is that when you're done with them, like when they're all used up, when you've used them down to a nub, you can plant them in your plant box, and yeah, grow that seed that's at the on the other end of the pencil.
Yes.
JP, hmm, what happened to your mic? I think we can hear you again. Can you test your audio?
What about now? Can you hear me now?
Yes.
I had to restart my audio interface. I wonder why.
Ah,
Interesting. Our shits are breaking.
yeah. You gotta get new
Yeah,
gear.
this is not good. Not a good sign at all. Anyway, so I think I was saying just before cutting off, I'm not sure why it's called the bell pepper pencil. I was
Because
missing it. Like,
I guess you didn't hear me because your interface went out. It's not scented. It's that there's a seed in the tip. So when you're done using the pencil, that's it. It's not speedcraft. It's seedcraft.
seed craft. So
So when you're
inside this little
done,
tip part,
yeah, you can plant it.
I'm gonna break it open just to make sure. Like,
No,
okay,
remember.
fine, I won't break it open. That's Tinker JP talking. Like, I just want to figure out what is inside everything.
So do you just hey Meepling, you're in chat. Do you just plant it and that's how it goes? Like it just goes in the soil?
I mean, that's generally how you plant seeds, Mark.
I mean, but there's a coating around it, right? So like I don't know like if that's um let me let me put something over the over grid fam just real quick, right? So we're going to have a peek over at the Hey Meepling page for the crit kit because it is kind of explained there how this all works. So you can click on links from Seedcraft. I mean that go to the individual items. So how do I plant my pencil over at the Seedcraft pencil? Plant your pencil at a 30-degree angle with the seed capsule covered in soil. You don't need to plant the whole pencil. Just place a pot in natural light, but not direct sunlight, and keep the soil moist, not flooded. And it should sprout within 1 to 4 weeks. That's pretty cool.
Hey, Meepling in the chat is saying that the capsule will melt. So don't get it wet in the meantime.
Ah, okay. But yeah,
That will biodegrade.
that is that looks gorgeous. For those of you like D&D players with the green thumb, this yeah.
We should all have green thumbs. I like the picture. Like the pencil's just jutting out of a potted plant. That's pretty cool.
Yep. And back onto the cam. All right.
Okay. All right. So what else do we have in here? We've got spell slot clips. These ones are black. I'm not sure if you can select the color that you choose or that comes with it.
You can, when you pre-order, you can choose from black, silver, gold, rose gold, purple, or green.
Right. And just to compare, no, let's get through this first because I personally bought some spell clips and a spell journal from them. I can show you the journal to compare.
All right.
But here's the spell slot clips. They're paper clips that you can clip onto the page with a nice little pointer, so you can remind yourself like what spell slots you have available, or what spells you want to single out for your next combat, like which ones you want to prepare.
Mm-hmm.
Putting that aside, what else do we have? This is a sticker spell sheet. So what is this used for? This one technically is not a spell sheet, I think. Is it?
It's an item sticker sheet.
Okay. It's an item. Yeah, it's an item sheet. It's I guess it's general purpose,
Yeah.
but mostly meant for spells because you can see that there's slot information here on the top right. You can see how many charges. I guess if this is a spell, this could be, or if this is a wand, this could show how many charges the wand has.
Right? So it's for those legendary magical items that are, that have all those powers that require charges and so on. So yeah, that's the D&D item sticker sheet. I'm showing it up.
So you can put this on any notebook. Ideally, you would put it in one of their notebooks.
Mm-hmm. So there you go.
Notebook would they offer? Well, I think you can choose which cover you want, but regardless of the cover, this is what's going to be inside a character folio. And in my case, I got framing here, 32 pages, dotted. What does dotted mean? So it's a dot grid. My personal favorite type of grid to have on a notebook is dot grid because I like having the organization of a grid, but not seeing the grid off,
the lines
like, all up in your face, all the grid lines in your face. So.
Yeah.
Woo! Open. This is tightly packed. Please don't rip. Oh, goodness. Ah. Oh, I tore the sheet. Oh, I'm not the sheet. I tore the plastic. That's a little sad because I wanted to give this away, Sana. Now it's not going to be perfect. Sliding this out is a little tough too. There you go.
Wow.
Right. So this
is a nice stack of papers.
It's quite nice paper. It's quite thick, actually. This is almost cardstock. What is it? GSM 100? It might say on the thing. Let's see. It does not say on the thing, but it's pretty thick paper.
This is 170 GSM.
170 GSM. Wow.
Yeah, I'll show the store page in a bit, like the individual store page for these products, after you go through them up on the showcase.
So here you can see it's really designed to be like a character sheet for Dungeons and Dragons. But I believe if you're an early pre-orderer, if you're an early adopter or an early customer, you may be able to ask them for a customized character sheet. Like if you provide the design, they can print that. Please let me know if that is incorrect information, but that is what I understood from the product page. So that was the front. Here's the center. You can see this is how they laid out the inventory. So on the top, there's a row there for what type of currency you have: platinum, gold, electrum, silver, copper, and what is TCP?
I'm not sure,
man, because I know the IT definition of TCP/IP, but I don't know what that is in D&D. Wow. Then you've got consumables here. You can write, I suppose, what type of consumable, whether it's rations or
arrows,
potions,
if that's your thing.
And then you can knock out, or arrows, ammunition.
Yeah.
If you're keeping track of that. You have different types of inventory, backpack organization, other features and abilities you can write there. And then this one, all important, what type of actions and attack actions you have. It's just a quick sheet there for the name of the attack, the how much damage. I guess you can write out the dice damage that it deals, the range, and the 2-hit. And then here's a nice little partition with a spell book. I suppose you can write spells there. And then over on the side of this page, you can see, how many spell slots you have available to you.
Oh, that's handy. And that's where the clips come in.
And that's where you put the clips, right?
Nice.
So if you put a clip there, you don't have to fill in the circle or erase and write and erase and write all over again. Just use the clip
Cool.
to indicate how many slots you have for each spell level you have.
So TCP is apparently, if you're playing AL, they're treasure checkpoints, and that's why we had no idea what they were.
The next page, you can see the Once Upon a Time. This is where you can write your backstory. And then you can write your allies and contacts, your guilds and organizations.
Giancarlo? Oh, we're happy to do this for you. Thank you for tuning in. So yeah, stay tuned.
Yeah, awesome. You've been wondering what's inside. Okay, well, there you go. And then on this page, you can see the spell book. Just a very simple spell book. There's not a lot of spells you can write. Like you can't write the details of each spell. There's not enough space, I would say. But you can at least list out what spells you have.
Right.
And then here's for the further levels: 4th, 5th, 6th, 7th, and 8th and 9th level. They each share a page.
That's practical. Like, how many 9th level spells are you gonna have at the end of your career?
Like, here, let me fix the zoom. There. This is a dotted grid type paper. There you go. I think Grid Fam is just choking on the different
on OBS. You're looking fine though. I don't know why.
Yeah. So yeah, well,
with our setup, it's gonna be difficult to really like get the focus right now. Like, we're still gonna work on this for future unboxings, but yeah, that's a dotted grid you're seeing over there.
I'm gonna lay it flat and see if Grid Fam will adjust, and just let it sit still and see if Grid Fam adjusts to the, there you go. You can kind
that's more or less, yeah.
So that's what the rest of the pages are filled with. It's just dotted grid for your, for your note-taking pleasure. And then on the very back, on the inner back page, framing, here we go. You have a nice little calendar. It is a day of the week agnostic. So this can apply to any year, I guess, except for a leap year. Oh, no. They've got February up to the 29th. So
yeah. Fine. Is this for scheduling gaming days?
Yes. I expect people to use this for scheduling gaming days.
That's cool.
Because
that's important.
The number one thing that groups have a hard time doing. Ours is not an exception.
Yeah.
And then on the back page, you've got, your proficiencies, with armor, weapons, languages, tools, immunities, resistances, vulnerabilities, and saves. You've got your skills, athletics, and then the 2 check marks to see whether it is a proficient skill and an expertise skill.
Mm-hmm.
And then this is very nice. Let me see if I can fix the focus.
Amy Pling's confirming that it's definitely for scheduling gaming days. That's very thoughtful.
Yeah. This one is a very nice touch. The last updated part. So when was the last time this like, is it current? Are you using the most current character sheet for the day that you're playing on?
And then you compare that to the calendar, right? Like to know, that's nice.
Correct. You compare that to this.
And then when you last updated your sheet. Cool.
Now, this is what was their terminology for this? I'm just going to open up their page.
It's the D&D character folio.
Right. So the folio, this is a character folio. But in their notebooks, like, this is not part of the pre-order. I don't even know if I want to share it because this is not part of the pre-order, but I really like how it looks. What say you? Should I share it?
Share the what?
You can you can put several of these folios together, and not just the character folio, but like other types. Like if you want more spells, if you want an animal companion or a sidekick, or if you just want more, lined or dotted or gridded paper,
Uh-huh.
you can put several of these folios together into a tome.
Really?
This is no longer part of the pre-order package because I don't see that mentioned anywhere on the page. But it is something that they sell
Ah, on their main
on their main page.
Their
They
main
call it a
page.
character tome.
Right.
And I have one, and I'm really, really liking it. So I don't know if I should share it because it's not part of this,
We can show it next time. Yeah.
Right.
But yeah, for today, it's this crit kit that they're gonna make available for pre-order. Just to clear up, you mentioned customization earlier. So when you pre-order, you don't get to customize. It's not like the customization goes as far as going with either um either uh what do you call this, dot grid or plain sheets. That's a customization. So it's not like there's a different design for like, based on character class or race. That's what it looks like. So you just get to choose whether you want a fully like plain sheet of paper or dotted. um the other things you get for the pre-order, um so yeah, you get your dice and folio preferences, because the dice can also be customized. You can choose from black, blue, green, red, or yellow.
Mm-hmm.
Right. Your seed craft pencils can also, you get choices there. You can choose bell pepper, tomato, basil, sealy, or citronella. For your spell slot clips, you also have choices between black, silver, gold, rose gold, purple, or green clip. And again, for your item sheet stickers, um, you get to choose. Yeah, you do get some choice with that also.
Yes, you can choose either D&D animal companion sheet stickers or this one.
Yes.
The spell item or legendary item sticker.
Right.
Now, I wish I could see the animal companion sticker because that's something that I would use as Zephynder, the warlock.
Uh-huh.
I would use my familiar. I would definitely use that sticker sheet for my familiar.
Right. Of course.
Now, how can you pre-order? Well, you go. It's as easy as going to shop Meepling or meepling.com and checking out their shop, going to the products and the critical kit for D&D page, and then putting that in your cart, paying, replying to the order email once you have paid with a proof of payment because they accept multiple payment methods, and then they'll send you an online form to input your preferred options for the various items that allow you to customize which one you want.
Uh-huh.
Now,
the easier way,
if
so you get the discount. If you to get the discount code right away, you can just type in dicecast.show/critkit, and that'll link you to the critical kit for D&D page on Hey Meeting right away. But when you click on buy it now, it will take into account the discount code for Dicecast. So
theoretically,
it should, yeah.
Now, full disclosure, when you do use that promo code, you will also be
supporting us.
Dicecast
Mm-hmm.
because we get a small kickback. That 5% discount that you guys would get, it goes to us.
Yes. So yeah, if you want to support a local, gaming, tabletop gaming craftsman in Hey Meepling, then this is one way to do it. And if you want to support us while you're at it, then this is one way to do that too. So, yeah, we are. We're here for each other.
Chat a little bit because we've been rambling. Dice Chuck has to go. It's 4 a.m. there.
Thanks for tuning in, buddy.
Yeah, man. Thank you so much for sticking around so long just to hear us, try and sell you a product which you'll probably not get because it's physical only. Artificity says, I'm like so hella late.
Better late than never. Thanks for tuning in.
Yeah. And then Hey Meepling has also been saying the proficiencies are at the back cover page so that you can lay the folio flat Oh, and then see stats
Yeah.
plus proficiencies on one page. Let's do that right now. Oh, that makes so much sense. Okay.
It's like a full-on character sheet.
Yeah, if you lay it flat, it's like a full-on character sheet.
Everything you need at a glance. Giancarlo Manuel is asking, and maybe Hey Meepling, since you're in the chat, you can answer this. How good is the paper in terms of erasing? Like, like does it thin out? Like JP did say, it's a lot like card. It's almost cardstock at 170 GSM, right?
170 GSM. And I did ask them at the convention at session 0 if it was fountain pen friendly,
Mm-hmm.
which to me is a big deal because I love fountain pens and fountain pen ink. And they said yes. Now, I tested that on my journal, and there's a little bit of feathering, but I think that's more because I use really, really thick pen widths. But aside from that, there's no ghosting and no bleeding.
How about the pencil on your journal? Like, I guess it's the same paper, 170 GSM, but like, how is it?
Now, I haven't written in it with pencil yet.
Oh, okay.
I'm kind of weird. No, I used a pen.
I know, because it's a character sheet, and you're gonna have to update information on that constantly.
Well, no, I didn't write the stats or anything like the items in pen. I wrote
the name, the permanent stuff.
Yeah, stuff in their name, the permanent stuff. I'll show you that next time when we can, share the sponsor spot with a little bit of personal stuff.
Yeah. Hey Meatling says
the paper is pretty good. It shouldn't thin out, although it doesn't play well with pink erasers at the back of some pencils. So you got to use a high quality eraser.
Right, like the ones, the white ones. What do you call those?
The kneaded erasers, maybe sometimes.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what you call them, but yeah, basically, get something that is, a bit more high quality to protect your beautiful character folio, I guess. That's a shot of the dice. Let me go over real quick and show you guys, just what the official page looks like for this. And there you go. That is the critical kit for D&D. Again, $400. Up for pre-order. Up for pre-order until October 15. And if you use our discount code, DiceCast Crits, that takes an additional 5% off, and you'd be supporting us along with Hey Meepling as well, which we would really appreciate.
Absolutely. Support local.
So there you go. You can see all the stuff over here, and
what are we going to do with this stuff that we just opened, Mark? I mean,
I don't know.
It's
just gonna sit on our shelves.
Gonna sit on our shelves.
I don't think we have space on our shelves because you have kids.
No, I have kids.
Right? You have twins. I have a daughter.
Streaming equipment. Like, honestly,
there's no space.
I'm gonna show you my desk. Look at my webcam. This is pretty grody. There's so much stuff going on there. Like, even on my bed, my shit's on the bed.
My God.
Well, not like actual shit, but there's all of my stuff. I have too much stuff.
What? Like, how are you gonna fit a crit kit in your life at this point, JP?
You know what? I probably shouldn't.
Right? Resist the temptation. Yeah. Just give it away.
You think?
I think you should give it away. I don't want to move my webcam, but you know what my place looks like. I have like a ton of gear everywhere. I don't think I can fit a crit kit in my life too much as I would like to. But I think we should give it away.
We should probably just give it away.
Do you think we should give it away?
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
So you heard it here. We're gonna Dicecast X Mark. Yes. No, but
no.
It's very much pleasure to you.
Not giving these away. I'm sorry.
No, we're gonna give these away to, I guess, one. Well, of course, we can only give it away to one lucky winner, unless we split the pot. But that would be kind of weird.
That would be beside the.
One guy gets the pencil.
One guy gets the dice.
One guy gets the
no.
The spell. the spells. What do you call it? Spell slot clips. So you don't even get to use the spell slot clips with the notebook.
No. We're giving away the our copy, not copy,
Our promo
um
copy.
our promo copy of the Crit Kit over here on
Mhm.
Dicecast.
So we'll give it away.
To show our appreciation for you guys for tuning in and supporting us. Um,
Absolutely.
so JP, how are people going to be able to join this raffle
Well,
that we've concocted?
so to coincide with this raffle, we've decided, or I've decided, to finally put our Patreon up to use. We've had a Patreon page. Like, you guys probably didn't know this because we've never talked about it, and it's not on any of our socials. It's not on our website, but we have had a Patreon page up for 2 years now. And it's just been an empty page. But, now it might be a good idea to start taking advantage of it. People have also been asking, like when we went to session 0 and we told people that we were giving our stickers away and giving the education away, they were pleading with us to please, please, please charge for your stuff. Don't undersell. We've got a product and we might as well try and earn, or at least recoup some of what we've invested into this very, very, I guess you could say, fulfilling, very, very fulfilling passion project of ours, which is, first and foremost what Dicecast has been all this time. It's a work of passion for me and Mark and everyone else involved. But it doesn't hurt to make a little dosh on the side. So we
Keep
put
it
up
going,
the
especially.
Patreon page. And honestly, Mark has it up on stream right now, so you guys can see what our Patreon page looks like. But it's at patreon.com/dicecast, and there, if you go through the description or the bio or the information there, you'll see that one of the things that being a subscriber on our Patreon will get you is entries to any raffles that involve sponsor products or things that we show off on stream from our partners, from our sponsors, from people who have shared their products with us to talk about on stream or just given to us to do with what we will. And I think it's best to pass it on to the rest of the community, because Mark and I have way too much shit going on. There's a lot of junk in our lives, and also we would really just want to be able to make sure that everyone else locally, and in some cases internationally, in the case of digital products, get to know what everyone else in the local creator space are doing and making. So being able to share this with everyone, it's in our motto, right? It's in our Dicecast vision mission statement, which you can see just scrolling down at the Twitch panel. Our penultimate goal is to spread love and to create change by promoting the positivity of play. So if we can do that by sharing some of the products that have been given to us so graciously by our partners, then all the more to do it. So we're going to be giving this to anyone who joins the Patreon page. If you join the Patreon page and become a Patreon supporter for as little as, what is it? I think I have it at $3 because that was the minimum. I could have put $1, but Patreon takes a cut. So if I put $1, we would actually see maybe 30 cents from that. So that's kind of counterintuitive to the whole spirit of the support. Like you're trying to support Dicecast, not Patreon, right? So we put it at $3, which is 150 pesos. And if you subscribe there, you'll be entered into the raffle. Now, I realize that does sound a little bit weird. Like I think in the States there are some laws against gambling, right? There's some gambling laws that we have to verify. So this might not be final, right? Don't put any money in our Patreon if you want to do it just to join the raffle. Ideally, you would put money in our Patreon because you want to support us, and then the raffle thing is a nice side bonus.
Mm-hmm.
But if you want to just join the raffle, don't donate anything yet. We're still finalizing it. I still have to ask our more well-versed lawyer contacts whether this is kosher. Admittedly, we jumped the gun. We jumped the shark a little bit, but we do have to, we have to make sure that DTI is okay with this, you know. And if not, I'll take it down. We'll redo the giveaway. We'll probably just do, like, share on Facebook kind of deal. You know, the usual stuff that happens here all the time.
Right.
And we'll see where it goes from there. But if you do want to support us, you know, beyond donating on our socials or beyond subscribing on our Twitch,
stay tuned for like a raffle copter link that will have the full details of the raffle within it. So yeah, like in the meantime, do follow us on Facebook, follow us on Twitter, IG, or join the Discord so you get up-to-date information on how you can win this promotional copy of the Hey Meepling Crit Kit for D&D.
And I apologize in advance to whoever wins it for the torn plastic. That was unintended. I don't know how this happened. It probably drops the value significantly, but at least you're getting it for free if you win this.
So yeah, let's want to thank Hey Meepling for being present in chat to answer so many questions, and of course, you know, for contacting us about this and partnering up, because like you guys do make awesome products, and we are we're happy to showcase them here on Dicecast.
Like, I really want to share my character tome, but that's outside of the scope of this promo spot right now. So next week.
Yep.
We are also, while we're talking about promo sponsors, Mark, did you already talk about who we're partnering with for that fully booked event?
Right. So we did mention this earlier on the stream that we are, or rather, Adventures Anonymous is doing an introductory event for D&D called Ready Level 1, and we will be there. We're going to be official media partners for this event. We will be, well, it remains to be seen if we'll be able to live stream from the event. I think in some capacity we will be, but we'll also be probably be putting up, just like for session 0, some sort of recorded material too for you guys to, for for memorabilia, or for people who didn't make it, who want to kind of see what went down. Again, Ready Level 1 is going to be hosted at Fully Booked BGC. This is on October 15, 2019. That's 2 weeks from now, 2 to 5 p.m. And facilitating it is Adventures Anonymous. So you can, and Hey Meepling will also be at Ready Level 1. So if you're curious about, like, not just the crit kit, but there are other stuff like character notebooks, terrain coasters.
Oh,
they're
neat. Yeah. The terrain coaster.
Here, let me show you guys what that looks like. So essentially, coasters that form like maps on your gaming table.
Hexagonal coasters.
It's
really cool.
It's pretty cool. Stickers, for example. There you go. And along with everything else.
I'm gonna get the tome. I don't care anymore.
All right. Show the tome, sure. But yeah. So that's here, let me. Are you ready to show the tome? There you go. Okay.
Dun, 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 dun. Oh god, wrong direction. There, Dicecast. This is fully customized. I got the purple tome with the green bindings, and you can see here, right? Oh no, you can't see because of the muddy compression.
That's better.
Yeah, each of these layers, right? Each of those layers is one of these, one notebook. So you can have it customized to have any types of notebooks you want. On the inner page, you can see the dates again. Slightly different layout. This one has a banner, which you can label. And then I have dotted grids, which Grid Fam is like not a fan of. dotted grids all the way, and then at the back, this is the tail of, and then I plan to put a sticker of Zephynder. One of these stickers, Zephynder stickers. See, this is the tail of Zephynder. So I don't have to
That's
draw
so cute.
character art, right? And then there, it's the same character folio that you saw inside.
Yeah.
Yeah, all of that. Tale of Zephynder, spellbook, 5th level.
Nice.
Yeah,
Gorgeous.
and this is not punctured through,
Uh-huh.
right? The spine is not a binder or stapled. It is hand. I don't know what hand knit, hand woven,
Stitched.
stitched.
It's a
There you
stitch.
go,
It's
hand
fine.
stitched.
Yeah.
So there's a piercing on the cover, you can see, but not on any of the pages. It goes right through the back of the notebooks. So you can lay it fully flat on any page.
Nice.
It's quite nice. I like it so much. This on the front cover, this is a custom print. They did this to me for an additional cost. They did this for me for an additional cost. But you can, like, I think they have other samples on their website of what kinds of prints they can do. One of them had like a map. It looked like an old school like map of Middle Earth or something,
Right.
which looked really cool. And there's different colors, different color options, and even different material options for the covers. I have chosen for this material, it's kind of a cloth, but you can also opt for faux leather
Or gold filigree,
or gold filigree.
which you can see on the showcase window right now.
There you go.
And yeah, so I guess um we will see you guys on, yeah, like if you're going to ready level 1. I kept saying ready player 1 earlier in the stream.
know. I keep saying
If you
that too.
if you guys are going to ready level 1, we look forward to seeing you there. I guess even um if you're not a beginner, if you're not joining the games and you just want to browse what's on hand, you could do that, right? Because you could do that too. So yeah, come over, check out our station. Feel free to come by. Like, we still have pamphlets of how to get started streaming tabletop that we can give away. If you've ever thought of doing what we do, and want and need help starting up, we're here for you. And also check out Hey Meepling will be there too, so you can check out their stuff live
I
and in
would
person.
advise you to check out their stuff if you're going to Ready Level 1 anyway,
Mm-hmm.
because that's on October 5,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Yep.
Their pre-order and promo code sale is still going to be ongoing at that time.
Yeah.
It's until October 15. So if you wanted to check out their wares before ordering, you can do that by going to their booth at Ready Level 1.
Mm-hmm. All right. What do you say we call this a day?
Yes, please.
All right. So
I'm quite embarrassed with how everything turned out. I'm sorry, everyone. This is not up to the quality that I wanted.
well, it's yeah, we tested it out. But I don't know. I don't think it was that bad. Like when we moved the camera back and stuff, it's really okay. But yeah,
I guess.
we'll figure it out. But
Figure it out.
we always do. Um, so yeah, I want to thank everyone who's who stayed tuned. There are a couple of topics that we didn't go over. We can, they will still be relevant next week. Actually, they're pretty interesting in that. Just to give an overview, um, yeah, you have some screenshots of Roll20's Descendant of Avernus assets. So if you do buy Descendant of Avernus digital, you will be able to use these when you run them on Roll20. And
Are you serious? Okay, I'm gonna buy it digital now. Oh, but
isn't that the case? Yeah, it's Roll20. Um,
Darn.
and speaking of Roll20 and D&D Beyond fandom, the company behind D&D Beyond recently purchased Cortex. And on their Kickstarter for Cortex Prime, has dropped the news that um, you're going to see essentially a digital tool set for Cortex.
No way.
They're planning to make it similar. I guess they're planning to make it similar to D&D Beyond, but for Cortex. So
Oh, that is cool.
just just off the top of my head, like some Cortex games include Serenity role playing game, Serenity RPG, Battlestar Galactica's RPG, Smallville, Marvel Heroic role playing, which we tried to start but never got off the ground, if you recall. Um, and yeah, the Firefly role playing game that came out in 2014. That's the most recent one. So
Basically, a bunch of role playing games of your favorite sci-fi media.
yeah, pretty much. So yeah, it's interesting that the people behind D&D Beyond went this route. I wonder what Wizards of the Coast is gonna have to say about this. I guess we'll find out more. It might be interesting to let this piece of news marinate and revisit it next week to see
Yeah.
what happens. So yeah, I guess we'll end the stream here. Again, thank you everyone for staying tuned. Thanks, Hey Meepling, for being present in chat to answer questions once again. We have some new chatters today, like Giancarlo Manuel, um, and GT Ignacio as well. I mean, he was on a guest on stream before, but yeah, thank you for coming on to chat and keeping us company over the course of the stream. So
Thank you too for hosting it today. This was kind of impromptu, like
that's
I
fine.
was supposed to, but shit happened. Life got in the way.
Yeah, yeah, it's okay. I got it. And yeah, I guess when our housekeeping, just to cap off the stream, when are you gonna see us next? Over here on Dicecast.show. Tomorrow, possibly in the morning, I will probably stream more game design, more of what I'm working on to contribute to the Hilagio Game Jam. Again, I am making a I guess it's a year zero. Yeah, it is a year zero engine game. So if you're familiar with Free League Publishing, that's the people behind Tales from the Loop, Coriolis, Forbidden Lands. They have a really awesome game engine, which I really like. Year Zero, and it's got an OGL license. So I'm kind of hitting two birds with one stone here. Hopefully, it's called Daluyong. It's a game about surviving on the open seas in in our archipelagos.
Did you get to play the game I got you
Yeah,
to
yeah.
provide inspiration?
It's really cool. Maybe I'll stream that too at some point. But yeah, I don't think it has RPG elements so much.
No.
So yeah, but it's a really cool game. Yeah, very
We should
atmospheric.
also thank GT Ignacio on Twitch for following us. Thank you
Oh, dude, yeah, thank
for
you.
the follow.
Um,
That probably didn't get picked up because I don't think you're using stream.
no, I did. I did call it out earlier. Watch the
Okay.
VOD.
Okay.
You underestimate me.
I underestimate you. I'm sorry.
All right, so yeah, that's what the Muro Ami comment was about. I think me and Sin were going over, like, should I allow players to play minors in, considering that there's been a movie about, exploiting kids who can dive into the really deep into the sea to poach for pearls and stuff like that. So, no, I won't be going that route. Yeah, just to be sensitive about that, I guess. But yeah, check it out tomorrow. Like I've been making some. There's a long way to go, but I'm proud about the headway I've made into the game so far after a couple of days of working on it. So check it out. I'll see you guys tomorrow, maybe around like 8:30, 9 a.m. Until around 10:30 or 11 a.m. So yeah, join the chat. Let's talk about game design. Let's talk about uh, seafaring, which I know nothing about.
Oh, wow.
Invite a resource speaker, please, into the chat to help educate me and make this game better. Yeah.
I'll see if I know anyone.
So yeah, that's it for today. Thanks, JP. Thanks everyone.
Thanks, everyone.
See you
Love the
around.
game, but love each other more. Bye.
All right, we'll play out to the intro. 3, 2, 1.